Thank you very much, Presidents, Prime Ministers, dear colleagues from Europe and Latin America and the Caribbean. It is good to be finally back together. Indeed, it has been 8 years now that we have seen each other in this format last time, and it's been too long, without any question. For us Europeans, Latin America and the Caribbeans are family. We read your great literature. You have heard that Borges has been cited 2 times already in this opening session, but also Gabriel Garcia Marquez. We listen to your music. We love your football heroes. But most importantly, we believe in the same values. We see the world with the same eyes. We share the same faith in the United Nations Charter. We all build on it. We all defend it. All of us will never accept that might makes right, but we want respect for the international law and respect for the UN Charter. And you demonstrated that by your support for the UN resolution concerning Russia's war, and we thank you for that. We also share a very lively network of economic ties. If you look at our two-way trade, for instance, it has grown by 40% in the last 4 years. These deep connections have always kept our 2 continents close, even when we could not get together in a summit like this one. But I think, and this was also the subject of many of the speakers, we are far from fulfilling our great potential. There's a lot more to tap into. And in difficult time like ours, our partnership needs steering from the top level. Indeed, today it feels like meeting an old friend. Nunca perdido, sempre reencontrado. These are beautiful words of the famous Vinicius de Moraes. We are bound to be together. We are bound to meet again. And this summit marks a new beginning for the old friendship between the European Union, Latin America, and the Caribbean. The world around us is becoming more conflictual and more competitive. The geopolitical instability is turning into economic uncertainty. Repercussions on the food and energy security are difficult for our citizens. This happens at a time when climate change is felt ever more dramatically by our communities. El Niño returns. Hurricanes and rising sea levels threaten lives and livelihoods, especially in the Caribbean. So more funding is needed for the transition to clean energy and for adaptation. The world has a thirst for predictable, long-term investments in climate-proof infrastructure and in good jobs for our citizens. In times like these, we need friends we can trust, true partners, to chart the way forward and shape the future of our continents. And I believe this is also true for Latin America, the Caribbean, and the European Union. Our regions deserve substantial investments to push forward the green transition, to bring new digital infrastructure to the most remote parts of the continent, but also to keep moving up the global value chain and bring more people from poverty into the middle class. And on all these topics, Europe wants to partner with you. We want to be by your side. And therefore, I'm glad today to launch our investment agenda for Latin America and the Caribbean. We call it Global Gateway. Under the banner of Global Gateway, we propose to bring over 45 billion euros of high-quality European investment to Latin America and the Caribbean. Over 135 projects are already in the pipeline, from clean hydrogen to critical raw materials, from the high-performance data cable network to producing the most advanced mRNA vaccines, or to critical raw materials, where for us it's important that there is not only the extraction, but that the value chain stays locally, so the processing, so that the added value benefits the local communities. Only we together can, of course, agree on sectors and value chains to prioritize, and how we can best boost these investments with skilled personnel, with standards, and of course with technical support. So let us use this summit to shape the investment agenda to the benefit of both our continents. We are also close not only to finalizing some historic trade deals, but also to modernizing the agreements we already have. We are done with Chile. We will be signing tomorrow. We are done with Argentina. We had the signing. We're looking forward to Mexico and Mercosur still this year. Lots of work to do, but very good work to do. This will help companies on both sides of the Atlantic to scale up, to plan for the future, to attract new investment. So let us commit to becoming even more reliable partners to each other. And finally, our political dialogue all across both our continents, and it's tangible here in the room. There's a new willingness to engage. I've seen it and I've heard it during my recent trip to your region, and the same willingness is very much felt here in Europe. So let us turn this new phase into a commitment to long-lasting engagement. We should have closer and more constant cooperation on the big global challenges we face, and we will discuss them here, at the United Nations, at the G20, on financing for climate, on development, and on peace in respect for the international law. Let us truly make this moment a new beginning for Latin America, the Caribbean, and the European Union. Welcome to Brussels.